Okay, welcome back. Today, as you can tell, I wanted to just speak and just, I don't know, talk to you about things that are happening right now that I know you all have seen and you're all aware of. And if you aren't aware of it, then this video has to do with Black Lives Matter and George Floyd. And I've been very hesitant to do a video like this. I've been very hesitant to post any video at all because everything I'm sharing on my Instagram or posting about, it's all about obviously ways that you can help, the ways you can donate, ways you can sign petitions. Another thing that I've also been posting is I'm seeing like a lot of people just sort of going back to posting themselves, posting just irrelevant things. In my opinion, this isn't attacking anybody, this is just my opinion. And I just feel like it's not, I don't feel comfortable posting a selfie, I don't feel comfortable posting a video. I filmed a video with my sister of me cutting her hair. I haven't posted it because I felt like it wasn't right and it was disrespectful to everything that was happening. And it's just about taking a minute out of what would be our normal lives just to realise and sort of come together and realise that everything that's happening right now isn't right. And so many people are speaking up and protesting and donating and signing petitions. There's an issue that needs to be sorted and needs to be fixed, and we're on the way to doing that. We have so far to go to do that. So I feel just continuing to share, continuing to speak, and as long as we keep sharing and we keep motivating each other to keep going, then that's personally what I want to do more. In the past week, there are so many different things that have changed, including the penalty for the 4 officers who murdered George Floyd. And I think that we're nowhere near from achieving the goal that I think a lot of us see. And this video is not suggesting that everybody thinks the same way. We quite obviously don't think the same way. But I've been very anxious to film this because I'm very aware that I might say something wrong, or I might say something that a lot of people don't agree with. But also me not saying anything and me staying quiet and just reposting on Instagram, that is also a decision, a subconscious decision that I am making to be quieter and not say as much. And I'm not saying if you're just doing Instagram you're not doing enough, because I'm trying to do YouTube. That is another way for me to speak about it and project what I'm thinking. If you don't have a YouTube channel or anything like that, that's fine. As long as you're posting and stuff, that's great. I'm not trying to demean anybody here. I'm just saying if I have this platform that no matter how big or small, it's a platform, and I want to be able to spread this message on every platform I have, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If one person watching this has realised something new or has found a new way of thinking about something, then that's all I care about. I think that it's about time that you stop caring about what people think, about how much you're posting, about how many followers you lose, about how many people disagree with your opinion, because this is how things come about. If you stand up for yourself and what you know to be right or wrong, then it's not a wrong decision. A lot of people who are sat watching this, not all the people, maybe a few of you are thinking, who is she to talk about issues that are quite clearly not yours? But that's the point. Just because I am white doesn't mean that I cannot stand with black people, doesn't mean I can't stand up for them and I can't walk with them. And if you're watching this thinking you're white, this isn't your issue, why are you speaking about it? That right there is your white privilege. Everybody deserves the right to grow up safely and to grow up without the fear of walking in somewhere and maybe not leaving. I've never had to deal with that in my entire life. And I cannot imagine, will never be able to imagine or understand how that feels. And from what I've just said, if you're thinking, yeah, well, I don't have to think about that, that's not my issue, again, that's your white privilege. It's so easy to turn a blind eye to everything that's actually happening in the world. It's so easy. I've done it before. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I've been preaching about this for years and years and years. I haven't, okay? whether this situation currently right now was a wake-up call, and that's what it was for me. I didn't protest about this before. I never shared things about this before. Did I know it was happening? Yes. Did I turn a blind eye and use my white privilege? Yes. But everybody has to realize it's okay to change the way you thought of things before. That is how we grow and that's how we develop. It's okay to come into quarantine as one person and then to leave as another, because that's what I've done. That's what I'm doing right now. I have been viewing this recently. Whether you agree or not, I'm just gonna say what I'm thinking. The way I'm gonna try and break it down is to do with Corona. And yes, I know everybody's sick and tired of hearing about it, but I think this is a way that you will understand where I'm coming from a bit more if you don't already. Corona was a threat to everybody. It still is. It was something that no matter what colour you were, no matter how much money you had, no matter where you lived, no matter who you knew, friends with, anything, it affected you directly. You go out to the shops, when you go outside, it affects you directly. It is a direct threat to you, to everybody. So when you heard about the threat, everybody listened. Everybody did lockdown. Well, mostly everybody. Most people listened to the rules that were being set because this was serious and this affected you. Coronavirus doesn't pick and choose who it is going to affect. Everything that's happening right now, it doesn't affect everybody. People it doesn't affect, most of them, not all of them, it's not my issue. This won't affect me. It doesn't directly affect you. It's, oh yeah, let's move on. That's not fair. There have been so many videos that have been circulated through Instagram that I'm sure a lot of people have seen. They are horrible to watch. They make you feel physically sick. And for those of you who, when you land on one of those videos, refresh your Instagram, you skip past it, you refuse to watch it, I don't want to see that. Why do you think you don't want to see that? Or maybe you just don't care. I'm not sure what I don't know. I'm not in your head. I don't know what you're thinking. I saw somewhere on Instagram that if a conversation makes you uncomfortable to talk about, the conversation is worth having. And this is the conversation that is worth having. The movement of Black Lives Matter, a lot of people are protesting and coming back to that and saying all lives matter. Of course, all lives matter. Everybody matters. I saw a poster that somebody had made during a protest, and I think this might help somebody's opinion. We said Black Lives Matter. We never said only Black Lives Matter. We know all lives matter. We just need your help with Black Lives Matter, for Black lives are in danger. And I found that really eye-opening and a really good way of breaking it down in my head, and whoever that helped just then. That's a new way of looking at it. And if from making this video or from posting on Instagram, if this makes people think less of me, if this makes people not want to know me or subscribe or whatever way you think of me after this, whether it is you have more respect for me or less respect for me, quite frankly, if you've lost respect in me after this video, because I will continue to stand up for what I think is right, no matter what other people's opinions are. If that is my opinion and that is the way I look at it, and if that's the way I see right and wrong, I'm not gonna be quiet, and I won't stop. And if it irritates you and if it annoys you, then get rid of me. You don't need to see it, but I'm not gonna stop because it makes people uncomfortable. If it makes you that uncomfortable, sign a petition, do something. This video is not me. I know it comes across kind of hostile. I don't want it to come across that way. It's just a horrible thing to see, and it upsets me and it makes me angry and it makes me feel terrible for the people who this is their reality and will be their reality for a long time. It has been their reality for years and years in the past. I am angry at myself for only just now advocating and protesting hard enough because of George Floyd, when this is just yet another black person to have suffered from something that he didn't do anything wrong. It's not enough anymore just to say I'm not racist and that's it. You have to be anti-racism, and that is reposting, that is promoting ways to donate and to sign petitions and to help people. It's reading the stories, it's watching the videos and realizing what is right and wrong. For those of you who did watch to the end of this video, thank you very much. I will be leaving a lot of links in the description for different petitions, different informative websites that can help you make more of an informed decision. You can educate yourself more about it. This video is not me saying that I know everything. far from it. I'm still learning. I know more than I did last week, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop learning now just because I've stated the way I feel. The way I feel will continue to grow for the next couple of weeks, for the rest of my life. Continue to post, continue to spread the message, and we will continue to move in a more positive way.